welcome in this evening to our weekly edition of TPI Talk News Edition. I'm Lizzie Arbogast, sports editor here at Tallassee Publishers, alongside managing editor Santana Wood. How are you tonight?
I'm doing good. It's been a busy week.
It has been a busy week. We've got a lot going on. Things are starting to reopen. We'll hear from Main Street, Alexander City Executive Director Stacy Jeffcoat about that tonight. We'll also get some education updates from around Tallassee County, some developments coming to Eclectic as well as Tallassee, and we'll talk a little sports.
Yeah, so we'll get right into it. First, we will give y'all an update on the latest coronavirus case numbers. Statewide, in the last week, there has been a pretty big jump, 5,288 new confirmed cases in the state since a week ago, now at a total of 26,914 confirmed cases across the state since March 13th.
Yeah, and I think it is, we have these graphs that we made here at Tallassee Publishers, and, it seemed like it was kind of flattening out a little bit, and obviously we've seen a really big jump over the last week or so. So keep in mind those social distancing measures that you can be taking, wear your masks if you can, those kinds of things. All of our local counties also saw an increase. Tallassee County added 31 new cases since last week, now with 482 confirmed cases.
Also, Coosa County now at 46 confirmed cases. They added 5 new cases in the last week. Elmore County actually saw a pretty big jump, continuing to see those double-digit increase, one-day increases each day. Pretty big spike over the last week.
Yeah, it's kind of unsurprising being that, Montgomery has spiked so much and that close proximity that Elmore County has there. They're now at 576 confirmed cases, which is an over 100 increase, 129 to be exact, since last week. So definitely be careful if you're out there in Elmore County, to make sure that you're taking every precaution that you can.
Yeah, so we've got some more Tallassee County and Elmore County news coming up for you next. And we will take a quick break.
Hey, welcome back into TPI Talks Weekly News Edition. I'm Lizzie Arbogast, sports editor here at Tallassee Publishers, alongside managing editor Santana Wood. I do want to dig into all of our local news for the evening.
Yeah, so we got a chance to talk to Main Street Alexander City Executive Director Stacy Jeffcoat, who gave us an update on not only the little bit of a facelift happening in downtown Alexander City, but also how excited she is to see the hustle and bustle back in downtown Alexander City.
Karen Fuller with United Way decided that it'd be a good time. Their awning actually got blown off in a storm, and so that kind of, prompted everything. And so Sharon and her board have decided to give the United Way buildings a facelift, and Main Street actually rents one of the buildings from United Way. And so we're excited. So I came by one day and they were painted, and I love the color of mine. It's a really soft turquoisey blue. But before, you didn't even realize that there were 3 buildings here. Everything kind of ran into each other. And but now it's like there's, you can tell which building is which. And so I think that's really nice. And we still have awnings to do and some painting on benches and planters and different things. But I think it's going to look really nice when it's complete. Well, it absolutely keeps our downtown beautiful and maintains our historical preservation of downtown. It keeps with a certain integrity of all the buildings. Main Street has to approve paint colors and different things like that for the fronts of the buildings and signage, because we want to have a pretty downtown, and Main Street does. We've done the garbage cans downtown, the decorative garbage cans, the lighting in the trees at the plaza and the roundabout. So just always trying to do something to add a little bit more to downtown. We want people to want to come downtown and linger and shop and eat, and also we want to make a good first impression when people come in from the lake and visit our downtown. It is so exciting to see cars and people back downtown again. A lot of familiar faces, but also a lot of new faces in downtown this year. The lake is really busy this summer, so we're seeing a lot of people come downtown and enjoy our shops and our restaurants. It's fun to see after, the quarantine and everything being shut down, and we have the greatest merchants ever. I mean, they got really creative through everything and did things online and curbside pickup, and so it's good to walk in and see their faces, back downtown.
Thank you so much to Stacy Jeffcoat again for sitting down with us today to chat about downtown Alexander City. And, it was kind of nice. I got to go out and there were actually some people around, people in restaurants, people shopping. So that's awesome to see, especially after, like Stacy said, this kind of downturn that we had for a while.
Yeah, seeing some things get back to normal a little bit, some people and businesses, always good to see. Also in Tallassee County, a couple education updates for you. Alexander City Schools recently closed a survey gauging if parents prefer virtual or brick and mortar learning, and the results of that showed that 30% prefer virtual learning, while the majority, 70%, want that traditional brick and mortar.
Yeah, and Tallassee County is also conducting a similar survey that is still open, should be open until about the end of business on Friday. So make sure that you fill that out, as they are trying to make plans for, what the return to the school year is going to look like.
Yeah, and I think that the state is supposed to give them an update soon, at least by the end of this month, to get sort of an update on what the school year will look like. Also in local education, Central Alabama Community College has a new acting president and is searching for a permanent replacement after the departure of Dr. Susan Burrow. So officials have named acting president Jeff Lynn. They said that his enthusiasm for helping community college students, while also pairing that with his practical experience, should be a great, perfect fit for leading the CAC family during this transition time.
Yeah, absolutely. And I hope to be able to sit down with Mr. Lynn later on this week or early next week and have kind of a one-on-one interview with him. So look out for that more in the coming days on the Alex City Outlook website.
Also, for some Elmore County news, we will hear from our local reporters tonight. First, we will hear from Wetumpka reporter Daniel Dye, who has some big news out of Eclectic. Monday night, the town council passed an amendment that rezoned property for a multi-use residential development. So we will hear more from him now.
Good evening. This is Daniel Dye, senior reporter for Tallassee Publishers. The Eclectic Town Council narrowly passed an amendment to rezone approximately 94 acres of land that is part of the Eclectic Industrial Park Monday night. The move paves the way for the development of up to 120 homes, multifamily housing, and a retail structure. The site is located in the area of Central and Madix Roads, and the size of the lots will be between 1/3 to an acre, while the homes will start out at around 1,400 square feet.
Now here we are in 2020, and finally got somebody that wants to come in and develop this land and do something nice with it. At this point in time, we have been approved by the Industrial Development Board, who is the people that own the land for the town. They have approved selling it on August the 6th.
The issue was discussed at length during the meeting before the amendment passed 3-2.
Thank you so much to Daniel for that report. Now we will hear from Carmen Rogers in Tallassee. She was joined by Mayor Johnny Hammock to talk about some improvements to pedestrian walkways, which has been an important thing for that community. So we will hear from them now.
Hello everyone and welcome. I'm Carmen Rogers with Tallassee Publishers. I'm here at the Lake Tallassee Nature Trail with Mayor Johnny Hammock. Mayor Hammock, there's been a lot of pedestrian walkway improvements recently in the city. Can you tell our viewers a little bit about that?
Yes, ma'am. This administration has been very big on the walkability for the citizens of Tallassee and the surrounding area. we passed a gasoline tax of 2 cents back in 2017. Most of the municipalities around us were already at 4 cents, some of them even at 5 cents. So we just basically raised it 2 cents to get on a level playing field at 4 cents, but we earmarked those 2 cents for pedestrian walkways like sidewalks, this river walk here that we're on today, street repairs, and drainage problems. This right here has been pressure washed and seal coated. Also, there were some boards that were damaged that we had to replace. We've also replaced some sidewalks in East Tallassee, some sidewalks in Jordanville, and some sidewalks on James Street. And we're waiting to do a project in downtown to replace all the sidewalks around that main square to make them all ADA compliant.
All right. Well, thank you for the update, Mayor. Until next time, I'm Carmen Rogers reporting for Tallassee Publishers.
We appreciate Mayor Hammock talking to Carmen, as always, to give her the updates on the HAPs over in Tallassee.
For sure. We also want to give y'all a little bit of an update on sports. You know, all area football teams are now fully underway with their opening summer workouts, and volleyball teams will soon join them back on the court as well.
Yeah, and I actually just heard yesterday from Dadeville coach Roger McDonald that the AHSA football committee is supposed to be meeting next week. So it's unsure, obviously, what they're going to announce until they do it. But hopefully it'll either be kind of what's going to happen in the next phase or how long the current set of guidelines are going to continue. As you guys know, there is an extra week of practice for fall teams. So practice is actually only 5 weeks away, which is kind of surprising. It's coming up quick. So those guidelines for what they'll be able to do during that first week may also be released. So we'll keep you guys up to date on that.
Yeah, and as always, we appreciate y'all tuning in tonight for the latest news from across the area this week, and we will be back next Wednesday at 7 p.m. to deliver you this news. Again, I'm Santana Wood, Managing Editor, alongside Lizzie Arbogast, Sports Editor. Y'all have a good night.